from down there. I wish I could smell that god-awful smell. Alright guys, I'm sure you heard from that racket that AC compressor is going out. So that's what I'm going to dive into today. Every time I think I'm about to get my rear end, something comes up. A new compressor was $209. Yay me. But lifetime warranty, so let's do this. Ooh, nice lightning. Hey, nice. Alright guys, here's the new compressor. I've got the old one out of the way. Now I will show y'all real quick. Well, y'all can see that because the sun's right at me. But if you can see that red, all that's burned up in there, this is not supposed to move like this. Or, let me see if I can set it up real quick. This should not move this way either, like that. So that was burnt up, it was smoking, it was drawing a ton of power. Every time the AC kicked on, the car would almost die. But I've already got it out of the way so I can show y'all a clear view. It's got 2 bolts there and 1 bolt there. They're 10 millimeter. Now it's going to be up in this spot. You can see right there's the top bolt, and the 2 bottom bolts are down here. You have to worry about your position sensor here for the crankshaft. Make sure you unclip it and get it out of the way, and then you got this clip that's for the power for the alternator itself. Make sure you don't catch it on anything. This right here, this can move out of the way once you undo it. Now I had to undo my compressor and drop this down enough. That's a 10 millimeter bolt that goes right through here for the fittings on here. So make sure that you drop it and do that before you have any issues there. Because if not, I mean, you might be able to get up to it, but I wasn't able to. Another thing, when this AC kicked on, I got extreme vibrations. It was crazy. Now, a lot of this leaked out. That's from the dye that was used. You're not supposed to let it leak out, but mine was already at 0 psi when I checked it. I have a gauge up top. Oh. I had this gauge plugged in up top. It was at 0 psi, so the compressor's already leaked it all out, and it's been leaking, but I guess it's been leaking at the compressor. And the other day when I got out and it was boiling smoke at the clutches, I knew it was time. So we got a CarQuest unit right here, and one of the things you always want to look for is if it's already filled with oil or not. They won't last long without it. And it says right here, this compressor is pre-filled with bag oil. Now you got these spacers. I'm not 100% sure where all of them go, but I do know when I took it out, I noticed these 2 had spacers in them, or I don't know which, sleeves. So I'm gonna go from there and see what I can get figured out. Alright, after looking quickly online, it goes on the 2 front ones. You want to put the spacer in, and it won't fit in right away. You just put the bolt through it so everything's lined up, and then you take something fairly soft. I'm not using something soft, but I'm just showing y'all. I can start tapping this. I'm not even hitting it that hard, and it walked it right down to where it needed to be, and it looks just like that where it's standing up some. So we're good there. I'm gonna go ahead and fit this into place and start doing what I need to do. Alright guys, so on the top of the compressor, this had a plastic piece on it, which is right here. This piece holds the oil in. So you put the compressor up in there, leave the bolts loose so you can move the compressor around. Take the plastic piece off and then put the line off. If you take the plastic piece off and then try to fit this up in here, you risk the chance of spilling all the oil out of it. So do yourself a favor and do not do that. Put it up, leave it loose where you can still wiggle this around. This bolt I found, if you put it in, this has a slot. You can put this over and slide it back in and then tighten it down. It makes things a lot easier if you put that bolt in first and then slide everything over. I hope that makes sense, but let's go from there. Also guys, right here, this front bolt on the far side, it's in way of the sway bar mount. So what you do is you push the compressor all the way back, you slide that bolt through the eye, I guess you would call it, and then you move it back and then bolt it up. I ran into that issue, and pretty easy to figure out, but you never know. Alright guys, if you see right there, I have a zip tie holding the line out of the way of the pulley. Make sure it's clear all the way around. Your factory AC has a bracket on it that clips into. I really didn't pay attention to that, and plus this bolt goes all the way through the housing, so I would have been essentially taking the housing bolt out just to get that off. So not a big deal. Zip tied it up, just make sure it's out of the way. So your position sensor up here is clear of your pulley all the way around. Make sure your compressor is plugged in. Make sure that sensor's plugged in. Everything's tightened. Now you're good to put on your belt. And there we are. I don't know how well you can see it down there. Oh, look at there. Nice pretty black. Again, this is the old unit, and your unit should never flop around like that. And that was all burnt. It smells like a burning clutch for a transmission is what it smells like. Car's running, no rattling, no wobbling, no funny noises. Now the AC is not running, because hopefully you guys know you have to go get it vacuumed. You can't just put in Freon and go. You gotta, there's a chance that you will have moisture in the line. Moisture with Freon freezes, it'll seize your unit, and you gotta start all back over again. So you get the lines vacuumed out while new Freon gets put in. Shop has to do that unless you got the tools. I don't. So I'm not running the AC right now. I just want to make sure that noise was gone and I had no smoking compressor. So hope this helps you guys a little bit. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.
I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars. I won't turn around, I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come